Hey guys, Mike Mo here. Today we're going to check out a different type of massage device. I've done a lot of reviews on different massage devices, and this is pretty unique. This is called the Recoverfun Aircup, right over here. And I'll just go ahead and read about this. Those of you guys that watch the Olympics, you might notice that there are certain athletes that have these round kind of marks on their bodies or their limbs, and it's because they use some sort of cupping device or cupping method to help release toxins from the body tissues and organs. Now, this is something that's been done for thousands and thousands of years. It's also known as vacuum cupping, and I've actually seen some things where people actually use horns to cup also. Now, what it does is it causes the tissue beneath the cup to be drawn up and swell, causing a lot of increased blood flow to the area that you're cupping. And that, by increasing the blood flow under the cups, it draws out impurities and toxins away from the nearby tissues and organs towards the surface for elimination. So this is something that's often done when we went to our chiropractor in LA for a period of time. This was also one of the treatments that they do to help relieve the back pain that myself and my wife had been experiencing for a number of years. So this is a very portable, easy to use type of device that also has not only cupping, but also has a little bit of infrared light to help heat up the area to help also speed up the process. I'm not going to go too far into the history of all this, and I'll just say that I'm not a professional cupper. So not by any means do I know a lot about cupping, only that I've experienced it, and also that a lot of athletes use it. And this is something that you can go ahead and add to your arsenal when you're out and about, or if you have issues, back pain, joint pain, to a certain extent, okay, versus just getting a massage or using some sort of massage gun. Now, as you can see on this device, there are basically 3 buttons, but this is also app enabled. Now, if you get really confused about how something like this works, it's very, very basic, okay? So you attach this part to your body or skin, and the cup basically has to surround the whole thing to form a seal. And then you just power it on. You just press the power button, middle power button, hold it down. And once you do that, it makes a little sound and it defaults to level 1. So there are 5 different levels of modes on here. There's an M button over here. And as you can hear, you can kind of hear it on right now. And what that's doing is it's starting a little bit of vacuum so that it tries to figure out whether or not you have it appropriately cupped. Now, as I'm putting my hand on here, I can feel a little bit of the cup. And when it does that, it automatically turns on the infrared lights that provide a little bit of heat to the area. It's very, very minimal. Keep that in mind. It's nothing like the industrial stuff that you might get in a professional type of setting where they actually heat up the cups to help vacuum. So just like that, you already get 1 massage mode. Okay, there are 3 different massage modes on here, and that's by pressing the M button, and then there will be a light over here that shows up the 3 different massage frequencies or modes that you can go ahead and try out and unlock. The 4th one is, I believe, the actual cupping function, where it really does do a serious amount of suction and cupping, and that's mode 4. And then the 5th one is something called gua sha, and that is a completely different mode, and that is something that I feel like you pretty much want someone to do for you. And that's where you get a little bit of suction, and then you move this across the surface of wherever you want the treatment. Now, it's really hard for me to describe a lot of the things that you feel when you use this, and I only know that it does work, but it is not as effective as going to a pro where they stick on like 6, 7, or 8 of them all at the same time for the intensive treatment. This is something that you can pretty much use casually for an area just real quickly, and without having to go to like a whole masseuse therapist or someone who specializes in cupping. All right, so that's the M mode. So there's 5 different modes. The first 3 are massage, 1, 2, and 3. 4th one is cupping, and then the 5th one is gua sha. And then the S is the intensity. So I don't know why it's called an S, maybe the speed of, S for suction. So the level of suction that you're comfortable with. Now, for most people, if you're starting out, you're probably just gonna want suction level 1, and I'll demonstrate that right now. When you turn it on, I'll just go ahead and turn this on right now, hold down the button. Okay, it starts up right away in level 1, massage 1, level 1. Okay, very basic beginner mode. You can kind of hear the motor suction running right now. I'm just going to demonstrate this on my hand because it's just a lot easier. So I'll show you what's going on. So you see this. Okay, so it feels the suction now. As you can see, it sucks it up. That's in level 1 suction. It's not too bad. All right, now if you're completely new to, this type of treatment, level 1's not a bad way to start out. Now, there are a lot of different levels. It gets pretty extreme. Level 5 is really extreme, and it could feel uncomfortable for some people who've never tried this before, but it really puts the suction on there, and it really intensifies that whole area. As you can see, my whole palm, middle section is getting sucked up, but you definitely feel the results a lot faster and quicker. Now, one thing is, when you're using something like this and the suction's like a little bit too much for you, what's great is you just press the middle button and it pauses and releases the whole cup. So it doesn't drive you nuts. Now, there is a pro version that provides a lot of different suction cups, and that is not one that Recoverfun sent me. This is the Prime version. It's a little bit cheaper. The Pro version is obviously for pros. You have different size cups and stuff and different types of cups. I'll have a link down below for that, for the different areas. So something like this isn't going to work well for someone who has really small wrists. I have relatively small wrists. There's only 2 different sections that I can stick this on. But with the Pro version, you have smaller cups that you can actually intensify the area that you are treating. So I did do this test where I carried a little bit of stress on my shoulders while I was, typing on a computer or editing on a computer. And I tried it on one side versus the other side. And I did feel the difference. Now, it's not immediate. It actually took a little while before I started noticing it. So it's kind of like a gradual type of experience, at least for me, versus when I use an actual massage gun where it's just like pounding on here. So that brings up a point about whether or not this makes sense for some of you. Now, if you have found that the traditional massage guns, you try to use it on yourself, certain areas, and it feels really delicate, and you feel very uncomfortable using it, something like this might make more sense for you because it's definitely a lot more gentle and gradual in terms of the lowest settings, but it can also get pretty extreme too. But the results that it does is not necessarily immediate. It actually takes a little while, to feel it. And you just gradually feel like, hey, for whatever reason, that pain kind of went away. So it really does help speed up the healing process. Now, I've used this myself on my back in various ways because it's just a matter of reaching wherever you can reach and you just stick it on there. Like I could be using it right now. I'm using it right now and you can't even hear it too badly. And that's something that I can't do with the trigger gun massage when I'm massaging, certain areas like, my back. I actually have to use my hands. This thing I could use hands-free. Once I get the suction on, I can have a whole session just moving it along the back. And that's pretty cool for people, especially on the go. Okay, you're not going to be using a massage gun quite on the go and doing other things while while the device is cupping you or cupping your legs or your basically it's basically been my legs that I've been using it on, also my back primarily. You could use it in other places too. So I think that it's not bad. It's definitely something that you want to try out, and you do actually want to actively mark down and compare and contrast about roughly what works best for you. In general, for me, when I want immediate relief though, I feel like the massage gun works better. This one gives me that gradual increased healing speed. It's kind of like a healing that lasts, whereas with a massage gun, it feels like once I take that away, it just, I don't know, the effects don't seem to last as long. And also with the massage guns, you can't have on you for too long a period of time. I'll say another negative of this is that it does cause, it causes what appears to be bruising on your skin, because that's kind of what it does. It moves the blood flow up to that area. Now, that's why I feel is the reason why our body naturally bruises. When you get smacked, hit something, you get all the blood flow going there to try to repair the damaged tissue. That's what this does. So basically, you're getting controlled bruising in the area that you're using the Aircup device, and that's the whole point. But it's negative if you're out and you're wearing a let's say you're wearing a bikini, you're out at the beach and you have all these round marks. There's still people that don't know what they are, especially if they don't watch the Olympics or they don't watch elite athletes out there with these circles on them. So that's my take on the Recoverfun Aircup. I think it's a good alternative, and it's a good supplement to what you currently already use, and I think it's reasonably priced. Now, in case you're confused with all the modes on here, there's an app. You can download it, install it. It links with it via Bluetooth. Honestly, I haven't used it much because I like the simplicity of this thing. I just press the button and choose what mode I want and, get it working right off the bat. But, you can always use the app, control the functions on there, and get the same results with a little bit more control using the app versus trying to figure out which button's which on here. All right, that's it. That's it for my quick take for the Recoverfun Aircup. It's a muscle tension reliever using age-old treatments known. You can check out Wikipedia, just do a quick search for cupping therapy, and you can figure out whether or not something like this is going to work for you. Now, if you are really going to go pro on the whole air cupping thing, you're probably going to need a couple of these things to use at one time or get the pro version. And I'll have links down below for that. All right, that's it for this video. Please give it a like, subscribe for more, and catch you next one. Thanks for watching.